Qi Gong for curiosity. What's that all about? Let's find out. So curiosity is I think an essence of someone who has got a lot of water in their nature. It's said that someone who has a lot of water in their nature is a philosopher, often raising questions about the past and the future. And sometimes, if that is your case, or you tend to that direction, we can get stuck. And that stuckness feels like ice, and it's in the low back. So today's practice is going to help you appreciate your curiosity, but also help you to move through some areas of stuckness in the back. So join me, one of my most curious spots, favorite spots. Let's begin with some deep belly breathing. Take both hands over the belly. Soften your knees and feel your roots connected to the earth. Take some deep, nourishing breaths into your low belly. Observing with curiosity how the flow of your breath manifests into this physical sensation of movement in your belly. As the breath moves in, the belly expands. And as the breath moves out, the belly releases. You're starting to become aware of both the form of your physical body and the formlessness of your breath. Curious for sure. Let's take one more there. Inhale through your nose, belly expands. Exhale through your nose, belly releases. So now take the awareness of our breath and expand that. Breathing into our kidneys. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see me. Take both hands just below your ribs in the back. Tuck your tail slightly, and you can lean forward just ever so slightly. And here, as you breathe in, I want you to feel as if your kidneys are expanding with your inhale. On your exhale, you can come back towards neutral with your spine. Inhale, tail tucks, hinge forward just a little bit, expand into your kidneys. Exhale and release. So this kidney essence is really where you began. In Chinese medicine, it's said that the kidneys hold our primordial qi, determined at birth, prior to birth, who we are to become. One more. Inhale, expand into the kidneys, and exhale, release. Let's wake that area up, because I said at the beginning, that area can get stuck and stagnant. And when qi is stagnant, the river can't flow. You can't explore the flow of your life, if you will. So here again, I'll turn sideways. We're going to take light, loose fists and tap up and down the lower back towards the sacrum. So we've got to activate this curious energy in ourselves, waking it up, so that when we flow, it's effortless. It mirrors our nature of curiosity. We're going to take this tap and come down the outside of the legs, following the flow of the river curious, and then bring the tap up the inside of the legs, up to the pelvis, come back around, down to the sides, up the inside. One more time, down the back, and up the inside. come back right in front of the pelvis, light loose fists, waking up the gate, the Qi, to your legs. And oftentimes when energy gets stuck and stagnant around the kidney area, the back becomes tight. And it can also manifest in the front of the hips here, like the psoas area, if you want some Western physiology for that. And ease it down, pause, and just hold your hands right in front of the pelvis, not touching, but floating. And see if you can feel this curious but quite real invisible life force that's moving through you now, down through your legs. You might feel this magnetic attraction between your hands and your pelvis. Take the time to come into more appreciation and awareness of your life force. All right. Someone with a lot of water energy can, once their energy is activated, they can really circulate in their hips and their pelvis region. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to embody that element even more. Taking a wider stance. I call this one the hula. We named it also in one of our immersions, the hoochie coochie, because it's quite seductive. So taking a stance as wide as you feel comfortable. Ensure that your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes. And how far you go down is really up to you. The further down will be a little bit more hoochie coochie for your hips, if you will. Let's go ahead and take the hands. Just to begin, one hand palm facing pelvis and one hand back of the hand on the pelvis. And so the idea here is to isolate the movement of the pelvis so we can get this fluid flow of creativity in this pelvic region. So here we'll begin to make some small circles with the pelvis, kind of isolating it, imagining you're drawing a circle with your tailbone and dialing that into the earth. You want to attempt to get curious and go a little further, you can do that. Nice deep breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. You're going to feel some heat building. Let's change directions. Isolating the movement in the pelvis. I've practiced this for a long time before I shot it on film because this is not where I was so, let's just say, fluid. So you keep moving in a range of motion that feels comfortable to you. And then guest. Slow it down and slow it down and slowly straighten your legs. Bring the feet in just a little bit, maybe a little wider than shoulder width apart. And feel, eyes closed, feel that energy rising, expanding. And on the expansion of the energy, we'll take the arms up overhead, inhaling. And then we'll condense that energy down, bringing the hands, palms facing down in front of you. So from that expanded energy, we want to welcome that power, that creative power, and bring it back in so that we can manifest that which we want. One more. Bet that dog was curious about what we were doing. And pulling down. Let's give that a try one more time. Wide stance, and maybe you go a little bit deeper, or maybe you need to come a little higher. Hand position can be where we were, or let's get a little bit more mystical with our hands and bringing them out as if we're holding a ball of energy in front of us. Drop the hips, and then begin to circle pelvis. When I first was introduced to this sweet, seductive movement, I realized why I could not hula hoop as a child. Didn't have this range of motion. Maybe you close your eyes and imagining yourself with this vibrant energy hoop moving from your center and out. Let's change directions. What color is your energy? I'm seeing purple today. This movement is great for introducing some mobility into the pelvis region. Like I said, those of you who got water in you, got it in you. But sometimes you can get stuck. And ease it down. Still. Walk the feet a little closer together, just outside the shoulders. Before you take the hands up, just feel as if your hands are almost going to float up by themselves on this expansion of energy. Inhale. And exhale. Align yourself. Center that energy. Inhale. We all have these elements within us to a varying degree. If you want some curious energy to come inside of you, this is a great practice. Let's just pause again with the hands floating right in front of the pelvis. Noticing this feeling of both your physical and now your expanding invisible energy coming from inside of you. You're alive. Let's shake that out before we move into a flow. So shaking will also help kind of relieve some stuckness and tension. So begin shaking, bending the knees, the wrists, the elbows, into the shoulders. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Let's take the water or the kidney healing sound. It almost sounds like you're sneezing, achoo, and it's inhale through your nose and then chew. Inhale, break up the ice. Chew. One more, inhale. Chew. Slow it down. Slow it down. Whoa. Now sense and feel this harmonious flow of energy. You breathe, you activated, you circulated, and now it's time to flow. Turn sideways so you can see the essence of this flow. It's called Zen circles. Turning to the side for you, you'll take one hand on your door of life, so right behind the navel, slightly below, just to show you that. And then you'll take the other hand, so you have your right hand behind you, and then raise your left hand up to forehead height, palm faces away from you. We're gonna turn from our hips and our waist, bend our knees, and take that left arm down, sweeping it, gliding it in front of you. Hips are now turned to your right, and then we come back to center. So Zen circles initiates from your center, your hips and your waist, and then the hand just glides in the direction of the hips and waist. So only rotating as far as your hips will allow. Now that you've got the mechanics down, exhale as you scoop up the healing water. Inhale, let it pour down your back. Exhale. You're dipping into this pool of curious energy. While the water element is all about looking towards the past and the future, now embody curiosity of what it's like to be present. And allow this flow to move you. Let's make this a little bit smaller, taking the knee bend out and simply rotating from the hips and the waist. And it's if your hand is moving through this field of water-like energy. Soft and slow breath. Exhaling as the hand floats down. Inhaling as the hand floats up. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Dialing in that energy into the midline. And then we'll take the left arm, sweep it around behind, and change to the other side. Right arm comes up, palm faces away from you. Turn to your right, sweep down. Turn to your left and sweep up. So the first several rotations, bend your knees, allowing you to get a little bit deeper into the depths of your curiosity. This is not the hand creating the movement here. The movement initiates from your hips. And the hand is very soft, floating through a sea of Qi. Exhaling on the way down, inhaling, this healing water pours down your back, keeping the flow of energy in movement rather than freezing. Let's take the knee bend out of it. Feel yourself in the present moment, surrounded by healing energy. Begin to make the movements smaller, smaller. And then bring the left hand around back in front of you, knees softly bent. Bring the hands now, palms face one another. Moving the hands a little bit closer, further apart. You get to now be curious about this magnetic energy that you've tapped into. This magnetic energy is the energy of nature. When we align ourselves with the energy of nature, we get to embody that nature ourselves. And today is all about curiosity. Step the feet together. Let's seal that curious energy into the low belly as we began. deep breath here. Keep questioning. Love your curiosity. Be well.